Hi traders, just go through a couple of slides I've taken of my trades today. This was the short in the Euro Yen, and you can see how we came off the 3-hour 200 EMA and got some profit here, and I think we drifted down to about this 50 mark here, and with just a little bit of a bounce into the close. So that was that one. This is the long. That's the way I've marked up the pound yen. I didn't take this because it was sloppy in the open. You can see this was the Asian range, that was the London range, the open range, that was the whole of the Asian range, that was the opening bar, that was the opening Central European session. So we dropped on the data, pulled back after the data, 20 minutes after the data, which caught me out a little bit because I traded 15 minutes after the data, which is my setup, and then proceeded to drop quite nicely, which I didn't get, and then we got a couple of moves, got a pull back into this area here later in the day, which pulled right back as well. It was a nice chart, but I didn't get it. What I did get was this one. I traded this in the US session, and you can see how I did data 15 setup, and this one did work. So the data 15 setup stopped me out for a small loss on the pound yen. Took this, called this in the room. That was my entry. That little blue bar is my entry, and it had my target up here, but in the end I took it off at around 120 for about 70 points. So not bad. So I got about 35 on the Euro Yen because I didn't get the whole move, and then 70 on this, so about 105 in total. Right, and that's my daily target anyway. Now, charts. We have 45 minutes of the Dow left. This is the 15-minute Euro Yen, pound yen. Notice how we're in a downtrend here. We failed late yesterday and overnight here at the fib level. Into the morning session, we were messing around here. Finally dropped out, pulled back, dropped. So we've got a few waves. So if you're great day trading vehicle, that was a good trade. I missed that one just after London closed. I would ordinarily have taken that one if I was around my screen. That was a nice move because it was one of the best legs of the day actually. Certainly one of the easier to catch. This was really messy up here. There is a reversal bar up there. That's before the data comes out. So if you miss the move, always keep a check on these charts, on the chart that you've studied, because it can give just later in the day, and that's a much more relaxing setup than the earlier Euro session one anyway. And you can see here on the 15-minute US dollar yen, I took it in a small time frame because I was trading a certain setup, but I was looking at this once I got in the trade to see if this could pull up. I wasn't at all perturbed about these reversal bars here. I saw them as holding bars because we kept holding at 50 MA, and then just took it off a round number close to the fib level, and fine, there's your 70 points. Right, call that in the room as well, by the way. Let's look at what we ended up with the dailies. We are in a very, very nice tight corner on this. If you are a fan of harmonic patterns, then we could be about to see at least a retrace to 125. We are of course in a mini little downtrend here, so we've not closed, we've even breached the FOMC Wednesday, which is short. Now, have they just overrun that, or are they actually about to let that go and let that fly to the upside? Excuse me, I'll just get these charts a bit cleaner for you. If I take that off, and you can see how what a nice hammer it is. If I now fib it, you can see how the top of the fib range, this was so strong, it didn't even come into the fib range. It just held on to it. We struggled up at this resistance level here. Talked about how I thought that needed a good pull to the downside. We've got that pull from FOMC, and here we are just sitting on this 50 EMA with a hammer. If you're interested in trading, I would try and buy a 940 with a stop under a tiny stop just under 900, and then see if you get a blast up to 125 on the basis that we've also got nice relatively low stochastics. Right, stick to the yen pairs. Pound yen came off worse with extremely, I think, zero level inflation, core price inflation. This was a nice short from that 15-minute fib setup up there, which I should have taken, but I wasn't at my screens when it's set up. So what do we do now? It's difficult to trade this because I think we're so close to massive support, and we're getting stochastics is just sort of beginning to turn down again from that level. We've not got extreme RSI. On the face of it, it looks as if we could do a full, the way we're doing, we could do a full retrace to this area here, because the markets have never retested this area that blasted up overnight. So I in the back of my mind, I'm just wondering if they can drag that right the way down to 174.72 before we get any kind of reversal. Because you can see the patterns I've got at the top here. They dragged it up, very low volume, and then sped it down. Same issue, dragged it up into a funnel ascending triangle, which they just pulled it out and sold into. So the way I would short 178.20 and look to see if that can at least retest 176 and lower. That is not finding any buyers. However, we've not that grey box is boxing in the FOMC range. So the concern is we've not even tested the low of that range yet. But nonetheless, we are bearish. And not the only downside is we are low. You know, as a general rule, I don't like shorting at these kinds of levels, but I would do with a smaller position. Okay, I mean the case for the bulls is this. And we've got that trend line there. We've got two touches of form of the trend line in the first place. We're just coming into for a third. So it is a lower probability trade. But as long as you realise that, then don't fully boots up and you'll be fine. Euro yen. Now this held up really well. I was looking for it's certainly weak up here. It's certainly struggling. But we have opened and closed above this 130 level. So they're not letting it go. So I would, best place for me to short would be 133. I'd like a retest of this level here. That's 132.50. So I'd be very happy for that to push into that level, and then I'd look to get short again for another wave. And if we look at Elliott wave, we have had 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. So it's just a question of where this C finishes before we get the D wave, and the D wave is going to be nice. It could be that will take another week to finish, because this took from the 10th to the 25th, 25th before that really started cracking. It could be that this would take as long, but we'll see. Pound Aussie dollar, that has come into the daily 200 and a monthly pivot. Still looks extremely weak. I did take a small position on the upside and caught, I literally only 25 points, I think, because it was a counter trend trade, so I didn't want to hang around with that. That's not ready to reverse. That's certainly not ready to reverse. Now again, what we might do is, at this rate I can see it's coming all the way down to 187. So any pullbacks at the moment to 189.50 are shortable. I think we are likely to do this pattern. If we are going to reverse, I think we'll do a repeat of this one. So perhaps so 3 down days. Might get a little bit of a hesitation. Start finding our way down, and if we are going to hold, we're going to hold somewhere around here. My guess is 186, 188. Could easily do a whole 185 in a nice big round number. So cut long story short, I'm not touching it at the moment, but I'm interested on the long side if we can find some sort of footing. Let's just look at the Aussie US. So that's just tested 50 MA with a reversal bar off the 50%. So this could be at the very least about to. I think we'll sit up here. I think we'll sit between this range, and then whichever way we break it out of that range, we will get direction. So I'm not trading it right now, but I will be looking to take a position. All we're doing is retesting that one. That generates a move just over a few days, pull back. So we've had one, why is that not drawing? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C wave. That was a shallow D wave. So I'm leaving it bottom. Long story short, any other markets I want to show you? Yeah, US dollar, yen daily we've looked at. Right, gold and oil. Gold. Still climbing. Now all the time this is climbing, it's holding the Aussie up. But we are coming into a resistance level, at which point this could determine the reversal for the pound Aussie dollar. So we've had 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D wave. Ultimately, maybe into the second half of the year, I would see gold dropping to as a fib level at 970, which I think gold could come down to. But that's why I'm interested in the pound Aussie dollar. I'm waiting for that to top out on this particular leg. Indices, sloppy. There's a bit of a distribution pattern up there. We've got a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. So we even start cracking under here. Obviously we're around close to the big 18,000 mark. If we start cracking, this could do a full retrace to the bottom of this channel and this support. It's really not finding buyers at the moment. We've got core durable goods tomorrow. Core durable goods may pick that up and grab it by the scruff of the neck and run it. This is decent support, but just watch out. Potential distribution. Oil. Pathetic. Invents tomorrow, so I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it all week actually. I don't think I touched it yesterday. Can't remember. I'll have to look at my journal. Coming to resistance. 50 EMA just creeping overhead. So maybe it'll push up into invents. Could see that leg down again. This is a potential W pattern. So if we close up here tomorrow, close above anything above 48 and of course 50, could see that at least retest 53, 55. So tomorrow is going to be key, and that's going to have some relevance on the stock sectors I talked about. Join me in the room tomorrow for some more trading, and I will wish you happy trading and have a good evening. Bye for now.